Am I making a difference? This is a really important question. All people ask it sometimes, and it really is foundational to whether or not we feel that we are living lives of significance. We all want to know that our being born, living, and dying has made a difference in this world. And the way we do that is by making a difference in the lives of those around us. And there are two ways we can look at that. The first is legacy, and that's a really popular one. And legacy is very important. It's what you leave behind after you're gone. Legacy looks at your impact over generations. It's kind of like taking a rock and throwing it into a pond. And when it goes down through the water and lands on the floor of the pond, that's your legacy. Once it is landed, we can look back up and see the legacy. And the real legacy there is the rock. The water kind of goes back to being the same. You cannot look at water and tell if a rock has ever gone through it or not, but you can see the rock on the floor of the pond. But something else happens when you throw a rock into the water. When it lands at the surface, you have ripples that go away from it. And you can't see those after the fact. You can only see those when they're happening. And those ripples, they change the entire surface of the pond. And they go on to, when you get to the shore or the banks of the pond, they change that as well. They make an impact all over the place, which is far greater, actually, than the impact between the surface and the floor of the pond. The entire surface of the pond and the banks is a much wider reaching impact, even if it's not quite as long lasting. Now, when your impact is measured in eternal terms, when you're looking at it after your life is over, you can look at just the rock on the bottom of the pond, or you can look in real time at every ripple you ever made and all the difference it made to those on the shore of the pond and all of that. Which one do you suppose would be the bigger impact if you were to measure it without looking, 100 years down the road? If you just looked in the moment, which impact is bigger? And this is not necessarily a one or the other matters more. I think they both matter. I think that if, 100 years from now, you can't tell if a person was ever alive, they could have had more impact. They could have left a more substantial legacy. But at the same time, if what you find from somebody is just old writings, but they were complete jerks to everybody they lived with, that's also not really a praiseworthy lifestyle. And so you want to have a combination of those. You want to look at your legacy, what's happening over the generations, and you also want to look at your ripple effect. How are you impacting the lives of people around you each and every day right now? That's important in the sight of God as well. With the Chasm Project, we aim to do both. Certainly, the Chasm Project is going to make a generational difference. These men, as husbands and fathers, will raise up godly children. They'll be leaders in their communities, and the world will be a much different place because of the Chasm Project. But more importantly, it's what's happening all around them each and every day. And what about you? Think about that.